Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us from. My name is Iyanuoluwa, and I'm going to be taking the session today. And I am so happy to have you here today. I'm the Learning Experience Manager at Tools and Tech, and I'm so happy to be part of the team bringing the 30 Days AI Challenge to you today. This is part of us celebrating International Women's Day, and this is how we are giving back to our community. It is completely free, so feel free to share to your friends, to tell your family to join, and they will surely learn a thing or two. We have 30 long days, so you're going to learn a lot. I'm very, very, very certain about that. Today, I'm going to be talking about Google Workspace. I know quite a number of us already know how to use this, but we also have some people who do not know how to use it yet. So let's just dive into the Google Workspace. As you already know, the Google Workspace, it has the Google Doc, Google Sheet, Google Meet, and the rest of it. And the most beautiful thing for me, as regards the Google Workspace, is that it it's very easy to use, or maybe because I'm just used to it, maybe that's why I feel it's easy, but I just completely like it. And it is always, it's something that you can use on the go, as long as you're logged into the email on your phone, on your tab, on your laptop, wherever it is you're logged in, you can use it there, right? And that is the good thing for me. It is just that simple, right? So let's just get started. I'm going to share my screen now, and please, if you have comments, if you have questions, you can just drop them in the comment section. Our team is going to pick them, and everyone is going to be attended to. Thank you once again for joining. Now let's get to class. All right. So as I was saying, this is the Google Workspace. So you've already, your system, you've turned on your laptop, you've clicked on Chrome, you've set all of that up, and then you're already logged in with your email address. So, for instance, let's say that you want to switch different accounts. You created maybe a document on a particular account and you don't have it on your laptop. All you just need to do is to switch your account. You come here, you can see that I have quite a number of just three accounts here, because I have different emails that I work with, and you cannot be having separate laptops all the time. Although you can do that and just operate different things on, different email addresses on different laptops. But as well, you can also just add your account on your Google Workspace. So if you want to add your account, this is how you do it. You come here, you put in your email. If you are just creating a new account, of course you come here to create a new account. If you already have the account, you put in your email, you put in your password, and you just follow the prompts. That is how you had an account. But we are not just going to dwell on an account. We are going to be, talking about everything that is associated with the Google Workspace. Under the Google Workspace is also YouTube. So we have Google Drive, we have your Gmail, we have your Gemini, we have Google Map, Google Calendar, we have Google Meet, we have Google Sheets, Google Doc, Slides, and the rest of it. Everything that you might want to think about, Google Play, and we also have Google Chat and the rest of it. But the one that is most common is our Google form. You want to quickly create a form, maybe in at your workplace, or or maybe in church. You want to get some data from people. They are first timers, and there's an association, there's an event, and you need people to fill in their details so that you can attend to them and things like that. You need your Google form. Your Google form always come in handy when it comes to that. And then we have the Google Classroom. This one is usually used by people who teach online. And I know that many people will now use Google Classroom because many schools adopted it during the COVID-19. And we also have our Google Sheet here. We have our Google Doc, and we have our Google Calendar and our Google Meet. So, where should we start from? Let's start from Google Doc. Let's start from Google Doc. I know many of us would have, you know, used that before. Now, this account I'm using is a plain account, so you're not going to see anything on this, right? So we're just going to be starting everything from the scratch. So here we have blank documents. These are templates, resume, letter, project proposal, and brochure. So for instance, let's say that just as you are in class now and you want to quickly save something, or maybe you go on ChatGPT and you say, ChatGPT, give me a proposal for a particular thing. Let's just test that. Let's say you go to ChatGPT to give you something. Give me a proposal to win a 10 million naira grant in the tech or in the ed tech industry. Oh, what happened? A proposal to win a 10 million grant as a tech founder. All right, so let's do this. So, for instance, maybe you're a project manager, and they tell you to, let's quickly whip up something. Let's see what we have. Just go to your Chat GPT. Chat GPT is going to give you a list of things, of course, which is why it is very fast and part of us working very smart. Once it is done, all you just need to do is to copy that particular answer and put it in your Google Doc. So it's still writing, it's not done yet. It's still writing, it's not done yet. You can see that it's still writing. So by the time it is done, all you just need to do is click on this blank document, and then we are going to paste it here. Once you are done pasting it, you're going to make it accessible to anyone. You can see that it even has templates. There's templates, there's meeting notes, there's email drafts, and then there's more. For instance, this session that we are having now, you can decide to put it down here. That, oh, okay, today I am learning how to use the Google Workspace. Today I'm learning how to use the Google Workspace. And then you begin to list the things that you are doing. This is your normal text. This is how to get your title. This is your subtitle. This is heading, and the remaining parts of the body. Okay, and it's affecting the remaining parts of the body. These are your fonts. These are the fonts that you have, right? You can choose any one that you want, but as always, I'm aware that most times they say that Times New Roman is the best when you're working on documents. And this is how to increase your font size. You can see that this is how to bolden a particular sentence. This is how to bolden it. If you want to italicize, this is how to italicize. This is how to underline, and this is how to change your text. So for instance, you have written a whole document and then you want to highlight a particular place, maybe so that they can see. It might be a good thing. Maybe you want them to see that, oh, This is me laying emphasis on this particular thing. These are the colors. You can use any of those colors depending on what you're trying to work with, right? And this is where you can insert link. So for instance, you want people to, maybe it's a document that is going to go on the website, or it's a document that you're going to share that way. For instance, let's just come here and insert a link. You write your text. Maybe you want them to register now for 30 days AI challenge, right? For AI challenge. Then the link you want to put, you put it right here. Let's pick this. Let's pick ChatGPT link. It's just for test. We are not using it directly. And then you put your link here and you apply. Can you see that? So anytime they click on this inside your document, it goes right into that form, or maybe it is linking into a website page or something else, right? So that is how that works. And I'm just going to clear this now, just because go back to I need to go back to our grant proposal that I asked ChatGPT to provide for us. So we are going to copy this, right? We're going to copy this and put it on our document. You know, I said you might be a project manager, and then they'll be asking you to, so I copied that twice. So that is why I had to undo that particular part, so that I don't have it twice on the document. So we are going to edit this, and you're done. You can edit to what you want to do, and then you just submit this to your team. Of course, you have to edit properly, you have to read through it, but that is not the essence of this training. The essence of this training is to show us how to use a Google Doc, right? And then once you're done, you share. So now this document is only private to me. It's only private to me, so nobody else can see this. So if I copy this link and share with someone else, they'll be asking for access. So if you know that you don't want to start going through that, you just come here and then you click on private only to me, because you're supposed to share it. Proposal or a grant. Now we need to share. Who do you want to share this with? Do you want to share with everybody? Anyone with the link? Is that what you want to do? You want to give everybody the access to use it? If you don't want to give everybody the access to use it, then all you just need to do is to put in, let's say it is a very sensitive document, you can put their email address. So you just type in their email address here, and then you grant them access. And then you grant them access, and you complete the remaining email address. And if not, you can just make it public. Anyone with the link will be able to view this. Now, do you want them to be able to comment? Do you want them to be able to edit that document? So for instance, if it's your boss, then you need to maybe give edit as access or commenting access, so that they can do what is needful, and then you have it that way. So you copy the link and then you send it to where you need to send it to. So that is, a basic way of using your Google Doc. You can also draw tables, you can also insert images. You can align your documents. You can align, this is your left alignment, this is your center alignment, this is right alignment, and this is justify. You can do this for different things. For instance, this is a left alignment. This startup, this bullet point part is a left alignment. So let me click on it so that you can see what each of those alignments look like. So we have, can you see what that looks like? When I clicked on this alignment, this particular one, if I make it right alignment, can you see what that looks like? If I make it to justify, can you see that? So that is how to use this particular alignment part. And of course, this is your bullet point. We have different ones. You can use bullets, you can use 1, 2, 3, depending on what you want. If you also want to insert a picture, an image, you insert your image from here. And that is a very simple way of using a Google Doc. A Google Doc also works like Microsoft Word, but usually this is easier because it can be live. If you give someone access to this right now, remember that we've copied this link. If you give someone access to this right now, and the two of you can begin to work on this document. So that is why they also call it a collaborative tool. So when they're saying that there are several collaborative tools and the rest, Google Workspace is part of a collaborative tool. So let's go to the next one. So we can close this now and move to the next thing. So let's go to Google Sheets. So Google Sheets works like Microsoft, like Excel, Microsoft Excel. So this is a blank spreadsheet. This is a blank spreadsheet. It's currently loading. So please let it be done. All right. I can still see that it's loading. All right. Okay, so it's done now. So first of all, these are columns, right? These are columns. I'm not going to be doing data analysis. This is just to show us how to just simply use a spreadsheet. For instance, you have a custom, you have an office, or you have a clientele base, and you're trying to have a customer base. So let's say this is your customer base. This is your customer base. Um, and let's say you are still working manually. So here you have your name of customer. You have their phone number, phone number, and you have their email address. You have their email address. Depending on other information that you need to get, maybe you also need their date of birth so that you can message your customers on their birthday, date of birth, maybe when they come. Or if you have so many customers, you might not be able to keep up with that. But this is just a simple way of using this. And of course, another thing that you can do with your because this is not a data analytics class, so we might not be going too far into analysis or formulas and all of that. It's just going to be simple steps on how to use a Google Sheet. So if, let's say, you remember, you can see that these boxes, they are small, right? So and you have a name that is very long. This is what you do. You put your cursor in on top of this particular line. You can also do this on your phone. In fact, on the phone is very, 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 very easy. But because we are using our the laptop to teach today, so that is why we are doing this. So let's say that the name is longer than the space that was created. Just hold down hold down your right your right button on your laptop and drag this. to suit the space that you need it for. I'm sorry about that, please. To suit the space that you need, so that you can is always adjustable. You can, and if it is too long, you can also reduce it. It is very, 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 very adjustable. Same thing with other lines as well. It is adjustable, and that is why it is called a spreadsheet, because it can spread. It is called a spreadsheet because it can spread. You can adjust it to any ways that you need it to adjust it to. And of course, if it is too long, for instance, maybe it's like they're answering a sentence, then you can wrap. You can wrap it. I believe we know what that means. Or let me look for something that we can write so that we can wrap it. Celebration of I right. So let's say that I adjusted this now. Enter. Let's say that I adjusted this. Let's say I adjusted this. Look at how it looks like. It's not looking good. I know we might not have a problem with it, but it's not looking good. We are supposed to wrap it. Do you get? That's what we are supposed to do to this particular um cell. So let's wrap it. We are wrapping it on the. All right. I need you to wrap. I need you to wrap. I'm not sure why it's not responding. All right. So it has wrapped. It has wrapped. I clicked on this to wrap the text. So you can see that this looks way better than when it was just unnecessarily long and lengthy on the screen. You can do other things and you can see what you need to see. For instance, some people might write something like this and you will not see everything that you need to see. Um, I just want to put something there. I will be inviting more persons for this AI challenge. So let's say that they didn't so let's say that they didn't write it well, because a lot of sheets sometimes do not look structured and they don't look good sometimes. So sometimes you might not see what they are trying to say. It has collapsed the BC, and that is why it is acting this way. You can see that you can no longer see cell C, and that is why it is behaving this way. So I want to open it back up so that it can function well. Yeah, all right. So C is showing now. C is showing now. And then we can now have this. I'm not trying to wrap it. What I'm trying to show here is that there are some times that you'll see some spreadsheets that you're not going to see what is happening there. You might see it up to half. Maybe you see I'll be inviting, and then you will not see these remaining parts. So most times that happens on mobile phones. And what I'm trying to show here is that I wanted to show you that if something like that happens, all you just need to do is to adjust this thing that I'm moving around. All you just need to do is to adjust it so that you can see everything that you need to see, right? So that you can see everything that you need to see. And it's the same thing. You also have font type that you can use. You can also adjust the font size. You can also, bolden it. Maybe you're trying to bolden a particular thing. I mean, you can use it for basically anything that needs to be structured, especially when it comes to data collation. You can use it for basically anything that needs to be structured. You can also italicize depending on what emphasis you're trying to lay. For instance, you can use text colors. Maybe you're talking about money, like, oh, I received such amount of money. I received 20,000 naira today, and then I sent out 10,000 naira. So 20,000 naira is going to be in color green because that's credit. And then you're going to put 10,000 naira as red, just to show that something came in and something went out. So you can use it for basically anything. Basically anything. Remember, I said that this is not a data analytics class, but it's just for us to see how we can simply use it. And of course, it works the same way with Google Doc. All you just need to do is to grant access to the people you want them to have access to this, to anyone or specific persons, depending on how sensitive the document is. And then you are done. And then you are done. And that's it, basically, for um for Google Sheets as well. If you need me to explain further, I can always explain further if there's a particular thing that you want to know about a Google Sheet. I'm happy to do that. In the you can just drop it in the what's it called now? In the channel or in the community, and we are going to take it up from there. And here we have our Google Meets. Here we have our Google Meet. I think we should also talk about Google Drive, but if you're not going to have enough time today, then we might just take it another day when I'm having my session. So this is the Google Meet call. I know that many people must have been invited to a session through Google Meet, but maybe you do not know how to create one. If you are using your phone, the phone interface is quite different. Load the app itself. If you download the app itself on Google, or from Google Play Store to your phone, then yes, you'll be able to see this interface because now that's the app. But then if not, then it is what's it called? Then the interface is different. So you're going to go to your email. Then from your email, you're going to see the Google Meet icon just down below on your screen. That is where you're going to create your meeting from. So now this is the laptop interface, the web interface. So you come here for your new meeting. So it depends on what you want to do. Remember that Google is connected. I mean, everything on Google is connected. As long as you are logged into a particular email, you have access to every tool in that workspace, and you can connect everything together. Now we have not even gone to Google Calendar, and we already okay. So I saw that there's a question: can you wrap a full column on a Google Sheet? Yes, you can. You can, as long as it's inside the cell, you can. Yes. So schedule in Google Calendar. So let's say that you just want to let's take it one after the other. So you want to create a meeting for later. Click on create a meeting for later. It's just going to give you this link straight up, right? And then you copy it and send it to the people you want to send it to, and then name it, and everybody will be able to join. And as long as you are logged into that email that you used to create that link, you can start that meeting anywhere, even though you created with your laptop. As long as you're logged into that email on your phone, and that's why I love Google Workspace. As long as I'm logged into my phone or my laptop, I can work anywhere with any of the tools. So I don't have to panic that, oh, I'm not on my laptop, I'm not on my phone, I don't know what I'm going to do. You just quickly do what, just link the two together and you are good to go. So you just copy this link and send it to wherever that you need to send it to. Now, if you want to start an instant link, an instant meeting, this is where you click on. You just start an instant meeting. I don't want to click on it now because if I do, a meeting is actually going to start and it's going to affect, the session that we are currently having. So let's say that let's go to the next one, which is schedule in Google Calendar. So we are going to go to scheduling in a Google Calendar. So let's say that, someone tells you, maybe you're a virtual assistant, and someone says, I need you to please block my calendar. I need you to please block my calendar and send me the link and da. Instead of copying the link and now sending it manually to the person's email, all you just need to do is just to come to your Google Calendar and send a direct email. I know you must have received different emails one time or the other, from joining different conferences and all of that, that they are going to be asking you, will you be attending this meeting? And then they're going to say, click on yes, click on no, or maybe. I don't know if you've seen things like that before. So let's do this. Let's do a test. 30. Beatrice, please, if you are on the call, let me have someone's email address. Let someone volunteer to send their email address so that I can pick it up and then use and send them a mail. So 30 days AI challenge. AI challenge, right? So if you want it to repeat, you can click on repeat. Now, so where is it holding? So there are two things that can happen. Remember that we are currently on Google Meet, right? So it already gave us up a Google Meet link. You can see it here, join with Google Meet. However, you can decide not to join with Google Meet and join with a Zoom link. So let's say that you have a Zoom link already, but you still want to block their calendar. You just cancel this, remove conference. You ensure you remove conference. And you can also do this on your phone. You remove your conference and then you put your Zoom link. But for now, we are talking about Google Meet. So I'm just going to use the Google Meet that we already have here. So let's scroll down. Let's take a date first. Let's say tomorrow 11 by 5 p.m. The session is always 5 p.m. Beatrice, please, anyone who is, or Beatrice, you can also send me your email. We can just use that to test. Right. Okay, yeah, Beatrice, thank you. All right. So we already have our location, which is okay. So now let's add our guests. So we are going to come here to add guests. So we have Beatrice, uh, Apple at gmail.com. So it has brought out the name of, and this is how you know an email that is valid. When you click on it, email is going to pop out this way. So if we have, you know, if we have more than one person, and then you can also grant them permissions. You want them to modify these events by changing the time. You want them to be able to invite others. You want them to be able to see the guest list. If you don't want your participants, if you want to take charge, you can unclick the one that you don't want them to do. So it all depends, right? So if it is just you just blocking someone's calendar, then that is all you need to do. So you set up a meeting now, then remember to save. So it is going to ask you that, would you like to send invitation mails to Google Calendar guests? Yes. You're going to tell it to send, right? You're going to tell it to send. Or maybe you forgot something that, it's not 5 p.m., it is 6 p.m., you quickly come back to editing to edit it before you send it out. And even if you forgot, you completely forgot, or maybe there's a change in time after you scheduled the call, you can always go back to that scheduled link and edit and then resend the new email. So, yes, would you like to send invitation mails to Google Calendar guests? Yes. That way, it has sent. Look at it here. It has already shown on my own calendar that my calendar has been blocked. So on that person's calendar as well, they will also see it this way. I hope we are still following. If you are still following, please let me know. Kindly give me thumbs up. Beatrice, kindly let me know if we are still together. All right. So that is how to, block someone's calendar and to create a meeting link and adding it to their calendar without having to log into their calendar or having to send the mail. So this way, Google Meet sends the mail by itself. However, it's going to say that it came from you. So that is how to work smart and how to not be like, oh, what do I do? Be sharing through WhatsApp and things like that. It makes it professional. Everybody sees it. They get what's it called now? Notifications 30 minutes or maybe an hour before or maybe 15 minutes before, depending on what you set it to. Right. So that is how to use a Google calendar. That's how to use a Google calendar. So let's go to oh no. Let's go to um we've spoken on Google Calendar, Google Meet, Google Sheets, Google Doc. Now let's go to Google Forms. Let's go to Google Forms. So our time is fast spent. We spent 37 minutes, and I'm just going to round up very soon. So this is Google Forms. It's saying no forms yet, yes, because I haven't created any form before. So let's start. Who wants to tell me what form to create? Do you need a form? Do you have an upcoming program and you want us to create a form for you? This is just to do a demo, right? It's just to do a demo. I remember that when I first started working, I would just have to create a form. I didn't know how to create it. But I remember that my colleague, when I was in uni, used to create forms for us that time during our final year. So I went back to meet her. Simi, please come and teach me how to use Google Forms. She was like, oh, that I should just click on go I should just go to Chrome, or I should just go to Google and just type on Google Form and that is going to come out. That was all she told me. So from there I started figuring it out. Each time I use it, I keep discovering how to use it better. And that is how I'm able to teach it. So I know that it might be a little tricky for some of us, right? So that's why I'm taking it today. Beatrice, is anyone telling us what to do, what form to create? Okay, wedding guest list. Okay, wedding guest list. Okay, that's nice. So what information do you want to what information do you want us to um what information do you want us to okay what information do you want us to collate? Because a Google form is people answering questions. You want to collate a particular information. Wedding guest list. Okay. Beatrice, what's the person's name? Let me just put a description. Hi Beatrice, can I what's the person's name so I can beauty okay. Beauty's wedding guest list. Okay, so first thing, I'm sure you need their name. Let's say you want to confirm that they are going to be coming for your wedding or not. And are they going to be coming with kids and or they'll be coming with their wife or with their husband and things like that. So let's start their name. First thing is to put their name. So on this, yes. So question types magically updates based on your question. Yes. And that is very correct for Google form. So it thinks for you, right? It thinks for you. It once you just put a particular question, if it is not a long question, it already knows that the answer might be short. However, you can change it. You can change it. So this is your first question. Now we have different options. If you want them to write a short answer, if the answer is a paragraph, because I don't know if you can still see my screen, but if you can still see my screen, you will see me using my cursor to hover around the short answer text, right? It's going to be hovering around the short answer text. So this particular field, right, they all have a thing that they've been that they specifically do. So if your answer is short answer, if you're asking a question and it is going to be long, the answer to the question is expected to be long, then you should not use a short answer text, because what it means is that once the field is full, the person answering the question will no longer be able to pick what they need to pick. So you need to be sure what answer it is. So you have a short answer text, you have your paragraph, you have multiple choice, you have check boxes, you have drop down. You must have seen that um when you want to pick fill a form, you see some that will say A, B, C, and then there are some that will be check boxes that you will just have to tick it, and there are some that it will be a drop down arrow like this, right? A drop down arrow like this is also an option type, just for you, for us to know what, what option you are going with. Or do you want them to upload the file? Maybe you're trying to get an information about payment, or maybe about their CV, or something, maybe an HR, and you need them to upload their CV. This is the one you're going to select. You're going to select a file upload. Or maybe you are teaching and then you need them to submit the assignment. You ask them for their name, their email address, and then you tell them to upload their assignment. So it can be anything. And also date as well. If you are picking dates, it means that it's also going to be automated. So they don't have to start typing it. All they just need to do is to click on, okay, so I'm just going to use an option. I'm going to use the date option so that we see how it works. So this is me asking them for the name, right? And this is more options. So more option is description, response, validation. That is what that's what that three dots is saying. Now you must have seen that there are some forms that when you're filling them, it's going to show red on top of the name. That red star means that it is required. You see that by the time you are done filling and you don't fill a particular thing, a particular field, is going to say that you are yet to fill this particular part. So this is what this button is meant for. So once you click on it, that it is that particular question is required, they will not be able to further that particular form until they put something there. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, but something has to be there. It is required. So that is how to turn on the required button. And if you don't need a particular question anymore, you just delete the question, right? You delete the question. So now we've added name. Now let's add another question. So you click on your plus to add another question. What's the next question? So next question is email. I think you should ask for their phone number as well, email address, just in case you're unable to reach them via email. You're able to call them to give them description and all of that. Short answer is also email address is also a short answer question. Of course, because you need this data, you don't want them to skip it. Ensure you click on required. So add question, phone number, phone number. Phone number is also a short answer question. So it is not multiple choice or anything. Now, are they coming or not? You also need it so that they don't skip this. so that you can call them in case you need to tell them that the um event has moved from one particular location to another location, or we've moved dates, or oh no, please don't wear green anymore, wear purple. You're able to get all that information across to them. So question, will you be attending? Will you be attending? Attending. Will you be attending? So let's do um multiple. Let's just do drop down. It depends. Anything can work. Yes, yes, I will. Then the next one, no, no, I won't. No, I won't. So that's all, right? We don't need a third option. There's no maybe. We don't want maybe. All we want to know is if you're coming or you're not coming. So let's say you also want to know if they are coming with kids or with an extra guest. Are you coming with kids or extra guests? Yes, I will. Let's say checkbox. Yes, I am coming with my children. Yes, I am coming with an extra guest. Then, no, I am coming alone. I am coming alone. So I know that you must have seen some forms where they will say others. Should in case they've listed all the options, but your own option is not part. So you just click on order. So this order, anyone who clicks on order on that form is going to come up with a text form field for them, so that they can fill the text field and let us know what option theirs is. So we have come to the end of this particular form now. We have asked all the questions that I want to ask. And your form can be longer than this. It all depends on what you are trying to ask and what you're trying to achieve. And once you are done, you publish the form. So now responders, right? You want anyone with the link to be able to answer the question, not that they will now be asking you for permission. And if you don't want anyone with the link to answer, then you manage it. You're going to now put in the email of people that you want them to fill the form. But on a normal day, forms are usually public, yes. So you just publish the stuff. So once you are done publishing, you can see that it has come up with the link. Now this is the link that you are going to share with everyone that that you need to share this link to. So you just copy the link here and you do that. So now, for instance, let's say that this is your wedding guest list and you want to give access to your planner, or I want to give access to beauty. Remember that this email that I'm using to create this form is not for beauty. So if I want to give beauty access to this wedding guest list, then I'm going to put beauty's email address in this place and then give her access so that she can always see anytime someone responds. So, and this is where you're going to see the responses when people begin to respond. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to share this link, or I don't need to do that. Beatrice, you want me to do that? Our time is fast spent. I was thinking that I should share this link to everybody. Okay, no. So what I'm going to do is that the next class, I've already copied the link. I'm going to share the link on the community group, and then I'm going to drop the link there. Everyone is going to fill. Then we're going to come back to link the form to Sheets. So let's say that you don't want to always come back to Google Form to check for responses. You can always link your Google Form to Sheets, and that is why I completely love Google Workspace. Now you can see how we were able to link Google Meet to Google Calendar, and we are also able to link our Google Form to our Google Sheet. So you just link to Google Sheet here, and you have all your information on a spreadsheet. So anytime you need to track or to check anything, you just go back to your Google Sheet, and you see if there's a new response, and you are good to go. So we are going to do that. I've already copied the link now. I'm going to share with Beatrice. We are going to do that. And in our next class, we are going to see how linking to Sheets work. So I believe that we've been able to learn one or two things. We've covered the Google Doc, we've covered Google Sheet, we've covered Google Meet, and Google Calendar as well. Yes. My untitled form isn't living. Yes, just highlight it and then write what you want to write. Highlight it and write what you want to write. All right. So thank you all for coming, and I'm really happy that we were able to spend some time to show these things. Remember, we just said that it's just little here and there, little here and there. By the time you start to use it, you're going to find more features, you're going to find it more helpful, and of course it's going to now increase your productivity, your collaboration. You're also able to say that, oh, is it Google Sheets? Oh, I can use it. Is it this? Oh, I'm able to use it. I'm able to do that, and it improves your confidence, and you are able to also maybe even apply. Maybe the reason why you've not applied for a job is because you are afraid that they're going to tell you to use Google Doc. But now you can use that. So if there are other things that you want us to address, you can always drop it in the community. We're going to see how we are going to attend to that, and then I'm going to see you next time. I hope you had an amazing time. If you did, kindly let me know in the comments so that we can end our stream and we can have a lovely evening. We can have a lovely evening. All right, so Beatrice, I'm just going to yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Beatrice, I'm going to hand over to you now. Thank you. All right, so Beatrice is currently not available, so I'm just going to end the stream. All right, everybody, see you tomorrow for another session, and we are going to communicate the topic and the facilitator to you as well. All right, so do have a lovely evening. Bye. Yeah, bye. You're welcome.